It's Do Time with Pastor Steph.
Good morning, and good morning. Rise and shine. You're on with this Due Time with Pastor Steph. How are you this morning? That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, where were you yesterday? Yesterday we were shaking the Monday morning blues with the Due Time crew. And we got to that continued story of Carmelo Anthony, the track star, out in Texas as he was sitting under the tent of another track team and ended up in an altercation and subsequently stabbed and killed the student from the other team. Now, unfortunately, Carmelo is on the way in his murder trial. Yes, they are not trying to hear self-defense. He is in a murder trial with an all-white jury and 6 alternates. And I gotta tell you, this ain't looking good for Carmelo. You know, yesterday we had an entirely different conversation. Now, we've been following this story for a little bit from the very beginning, and we really got to asking some serious, hard questions yesterday that just may compromise his innocence. So, as I said, Carmelo, as they were in a track meet, I suppose, the two opposing teams, Carmelo went and sat under the tent of the opposing team. Now, the tent for this track is almost like the bench. So now that we have the Knicks and the Spurs in the finals, it's almost like Jalen Brunson from the Knicks went and sat over he went from his bench to sit on the Spurs bench. Now you know that ain't a good look. Now you know they're not gonna want you on that side. Now you know you don't even belong on that side. Well, someone from the other side, the other team, said to him, yo, get up out of here. This is not your spot. He was like, well, you don't want to put your hands on me. That's what Carmelo said. And Austin, who was from the other team, did grab him, Carmelo, and Carmelo took out a knife, and in self-defense, he stabbed Austin and killed him. Now, the prosecution is not playing this, because the prosecution is like, well, yo, why are you bringing a knife to a track meet? And, we had some subsequent questions. We had the questions of, what you doing over there? What are you doing over there on the opposing side with a knife? You look like you were ready for a fight. When they asked you to get up out of there, you should have just gotten up and left. Why are you insisting on sitting on the opposite side? Why, when they asked you to get up or told you to get up, you said, you don't want to put your hands on me? So it's almost like you were ready for an altercation. And even if you weren't, for some reason, and you just sat over there for some crazy idea because you figured you weren't going to be Rosa Parks that day, it just looks bad. It has a bad look. And, trying to get our kids to understand, trying to get people to understand these days that you don't want to position yourself to look bad is a big thing. So we ended up with the switch with Shantice that said, watch how you position yourself. So she was on the same plane as the Due Time crew and myself. And, just thinking about positioning yourself for success. Here's what I love about God. He always sets us up for success. So if he's already setting up the scene, our lives, our situations for success. We have to follow up on that thing. Faith without works is dead. Now, here's what Carmelo did. God set him up by, having someone ask him, opposed to touching him. Yo, get up out of here. Tell him to get up out of here. That was your out right there. No, your head didn't go there, and you insisted, and now look where you are, facing life. Now, he cannot get the death penalty because they have removed the death penalty from minors from this country a few years ago. But he can definitely spend the rest of his life in jail, and so unnecessarily. So there we have it. That's how we spent our Monday. Well, today is Let's Talk About It Tuesday, Church Folk Day. And I got some stuff to talk about. Oh my goodness. I couldn't stop reading certain stories. And that means that I didn't have to get and gather as many stories as I normally do, because boy, oh boy, oh boy, if we are on the right track today, we're going to have some things to talk about. So go ahead and get that healthy breakfast. Go ahead and tell somebody, anybody, everybody that It's Due Time with Pastor Steph is on. And whatever you do, don't go anywhere, because we will be right back.
You don't have a testimony. Look at everybody in the Bible, and I'm going to leave you alone. Look at everybody who was tested, all the greats. Abraham, God told him to go, and he took his own son. You got to trust God to that point. It wasn't until the end where God said, Abraham, Abraham. He looked behind him, and he was like, I have your sacrifice, not your son. I just wanted to see if you was going to trust me. I just wanted to see if you was going to trust me or give up on me or curse me. Or Job, that's my favorite book in the Bible. I named my daughter Keziah because his daughter was named Keziah. Job was tested how many times? And he never gave up on God. I lost everything twice, but I never gave up on God. Because I knew he had me. I just had to, it was necessary. It's necessary. So don't you give up your faith.
Faith the size of a mustard seed.
The faith the size of a mustard seed, young lady.
Even a half a mustard seed.
Come on, baby. Don't you give up your faith.
Good morning, and good morning again. Welcome back to It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. And we are in Let's Talk About It Tuesday, Church Folk Day. Yeah. So I pray that all of you are doing well and just dandy and saying good morning to each and every one of us. Well, if you're in the room, I need to know by you shouting me out, and in turn, I will say good morning to you. So we got our girl, Ketty, checking in first. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. And yes, great PSA. Fantasia, who says, I lost it all twice, and I didn't give up my faith. Amen. Amen. And we have a check-in from our lady, Tamika. Good morning, girl. Thank you so much for joining us. And we have a check-in from Miss Grace. Good morning, Miss Grace. Thank you so much for joining us. I just got to tell you that I spoke to Miss Grace last night, and she said that all of the birthday wishes just did her heart so well. She was feeling so special from her Due Time family. So I want to say thank you, because you are letting people know how much we love one another on this channel. And if someone can come back and say, what, even strangers were saying good morning, and I just felt so good, then we are doing our job. We are building up the kingdom of Christ, and the kingdom here on earth. So, hey, thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Jameer, I sure hope I'm saying that right. Oh no, my name is Miracle. Hey, Miracle. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Welcome. Hey, Miss Brenda. Good morning. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. And Kenny says a hearty amen. Well, we got to say good morning to the ladies that hold us down each and every day. Let's say good morning to Shantice. Hey, Shantice. And let's say good morning to our girl, Anika. Hey, Anika. What's going on? Thank you so much for joining us. So, I want to have a little fun this morning with our trivia. And I came across this one a little while ago, and I just been kind of holding on to it. Well, 911 dispatchers are speaking up this morning, and they are telling us about the dumbest emergency calls that they have ever gotten. All right. Someone says, I was visiting my mother, age 96, and she reported me, age 68, to 911 as a missing child because I hadn't gotten in by dark. Come on now, you gotta understand how mom must have been thinking. You 68, you gonna be making them phone calls soon. Someone else. My favorite is the one where the lady dialed in from a Wendy's drive-thru because they wouldn't sell her a Whopper. Wow, really? Not exactly a dumb reason, but have you ever heard of a reverse 911 call? They can apparently call you if you're in a geographic area. Anyway, a buddy of mine is sitting in a meeting with like 10 people, and a truck carrying nitric acid crashes like a quarter mile from there. Buddy's phone lights up and it's 911. They all laughed, thinking someone managed to spoof 911 until someone else's phone rang with the same caller ID. They picked up and were told to evacuate immediately. Wow. Well, why would that be dumb? Why is that on this list? Okay. The dumb person put this on the dumb list. A guy once called during a power outage to ask what the score of the USA versus Canada gold medal Olympic game was. I'm Canadian, obviously, I told him. Wow. Someone called to report their neighbors dropping pebbles into their lawn. Not rocks, pebbles into her pebbled driveway. Turns out it wasn't happening, and she had actually been harassing them for months. And they had proof, and she actually got arrested because it escalated so much that she attacked the cops. Wow. When I was working dispatch, I literally had someone call the 911 emergency line saying, I'm a tourist and bored in your town. I don't have enough money for a hotel either. What can you do? I was just like, sir, that's not an emergency. It just wasn't an emergency for 911, but it was an emergency for that man. Wow. An American tourist complained that the fish in the lake weren't biting. And by God, he paid a lot of money for this trip. Okay. At 3 a.m., call in the middle of nowhere. A 30-minute response time for my poor sleeping crew. They had tooth pain for 2 hours. When asked why he chose that exact moment to call, he said just felt like it was time. Oh, Lord have mercy. Some jobs are a pain in the neck. One of my neighbors on my floor had an Amazon package stolen and was knocking on people's doors asking tenants if they had taken it. She knocked on my door, and despite my denial, she insisted on coming into my apartment to look around. I refused her request to search my apartment, and she called 911, telling them I stole her package. I don't think the dispatcher, police cared, even if I actually did steal it, because they told her they weren't coming. Turns out the neighbor's package was delivered one floor below her unit. Alrighty. We're talking about the dumb phone calls that 911 dispatchers have ever gotten. So I placed the 911 call. I was young. I don't remember how young, but I hid under the porch swing and called 911 because my grandparents tried to get me to eat a hot dog. Shantice, sounds like you, girl. An old lady called to complain that a random man didn't hold the door open for her. You know what's sad? Do you realize that there are times when 911 is full? Yeah, and here's why. They trying to get rid of all the crazies. Retired cop here. A woman used to call like 4 or 5 times a week because of a ghost in her attic. I was still in training at the time, and my training officer was an old salty sergeant who was hired the year I was born and was with me. He knew the address immediately and literally said, "F this. This is ending today." And he directed me to pull into a Dollar General. He walks out with a mason jar that he bought. We arrive at the home and meet the lady. He tells her, "We're going to fix your ghost problem today." We go up, shuttle around a bit, and he lights a cigarette, blows the smoke into the jar, and puts the lid on. We go back downstairs, and he proudly shows her the jar. We got him. She was beaming. Never heard from her again. Wow. Wow. That is crazy. She called and requested to speak to one of the best officers. I couldn't send him over blindly, so I told her I had to tell him something or he wouldn't go. She believed her dealer gave her meth and wanted the officer to confirm what it was. She wasn't trying to get hooked on that crazy-ish. The town had recently installed a deer crossing sign at a major intersection. A woman called in to complain because people fly down that road, and she did not think that was an appropriate place for the deer to cross. Why we, whoa. I got yelled at once because no one turned on the northern lights. Okay. Well, these are some of the crazy stories that our dispatchers have to deal with. Can you imagine? Oh, so Miller, good morning, Miller, says no. And I'm thinking that is like a no. Okay. Tamika says, so the police was a Ghostbuster. Yeah, I guess so. Ketty says, I remember when my mother used to work for New York Bell as an operator, and I dialed 0 and cursed and hung up. When my mom came home, she tore my butt up. So how did your mother find out that it was you? Because I guess maybe the phone number showed up. Yo, that is crazy. I bet you never did that again. Yeah, I don't know if y'all are old enough to remember. Who in this room is old enough to remember we had to dial 0 in order to get the operator, in order to get, an emergency. It wasn't 911. It was just plain 0. Yeah. Oh. Katie says, yes, the number came up. Yeah, so that was during the time when there was no 911. You just dialed. And it says, operator, may I help you? Yeah. Yeah, you got a live person, and they handled everything. They didn't ask, medical emergency, fire emergency, or, whatever. Yeah, so. All right, y'all. Let's jump into this news. See what the news is talking about today. Oh, what's going on here? Let's see if we got some good stuff showing up. Excuse me. Well, do you know that there is going to be a host of restaurants closing for those of you who still eat out at a major level? And I'm just going to name a few because there are quite a bit on this list. So I'm just going to name a few. Some of them have already started. And we're going to see if it's one of your favorites. So in February, Wendy's said that they plan to close up to 350 United States restaurants. They say that about 298 to 358 restaurants would be closed. Now, they said that Wendy's reported that their fourth quarter of 2025 had to endure some shutdowns as well. And, they weren't doing as good. You know what? People are not eating out as much. And I'm going to tell you something. I used to work for my last job. We used to have an exterminator come through. And he used to say to us, he used to tell us what restaurants not to go in. And Wendy's was always at the top of his list. And I don't even know how we ended up getting on that conversation. But yeah, he used to come through. He used to say, don't go to so-and-so spot. You know that spot over on such and such and such and such. Don't go there. So yeah, he said the safest place to eat is a pizza shop because their ovens are always on and they always pose a threat to the mice and the rats. That's what he said. Well, Kenny says the prices are too high. Well, yeah, because they're paying for it before we get it. And they got to make their profit. Not only that, keep in mind now, what do you call that thing? Minimum wage. Minimum wage has gone up. So they got to go up as well. Yeah. All right. Pizza Hut. 250 locations in the first half of the year. And they are not doing well. Also, they said that they are underperforming. And what do people still eat Pizza Hut is the question. Wow. Well, they say they have, here's my answer. They say the chain has faced tough competition. All the other ones, Domino's keeps sales and all kinds of things. And Papa John's, they run a sale, a lot more than you really don't hear Pizza Hut. Kenny says, yes, the pizza shops are the cheapest. Yeah, that too. Well, for those of you who live in the Jack in the Box area, that's going to be another location, another company that's closing 100 locations. We haven't had a Jack in the Box in New York City, oh my goodness, since I was a kid. Yeah, they shut them down here. And they say the drive-through staple has hit some bumps as well. So that's another reason why they are going down. Let's see. Who else? Papa John's. They announced in February that they are going to be closing 200 North America restaurants in 2026 because they are underperforming as well. So a lot of these closings are coming from underperformance. Red Robin, yeah. So they're closing locations in Illinois, California, and New Jersey quickly. Yeah. They said at one point they had nearly 500 locations across the United States, and they had to abruptly close 70 because of underperforming, and they need to pay down some debt. What else? Denny's. Now, why Denny's is still even out there, I don't know, because they have been smashed for their racist behavior. Now, they said they have more than 1,650 locations, but they are going to close 150 restaurants. And as of recent, they are going to start including Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Michigan, as well as Midland, Texas. All righty. What else? Noodles and Company, the Noodles brand, they are closing 30 to 35 locations, and they're doing an underperforming, thing as well. Red Lobster is closing down. Now, Red Lobster just got finished filing for bankruptcy and having a new CEO or somebody. So I'm a little surprised, but you know what? They've been in business for 23 years and they can't hold it together anymore. 23 years here in New York. So they are closing Tallahassee, Florida after 56 years. Wow. They say a total of 550 restaurants are open now, and that is a decline from 700 a few years ago. So they have been struggling. So they are really, suffering. And I got to tell you, this is probably the short end of the list. All right. Let's see. Got some comments going on here. All righty. What's going on? Kenny says, my favorite restaurant, Red Lobster. Tamika says, Noodles and Company are way too high for noodles. I got to tell you, Noodles and Company didn't sound like they were cheap. I got to tell you. I just didn't have the confidence that they were inexpensive at all. All righty. What else are we talking about in our news today? So, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. So, let me see. There's a woman out in South Carolina who is upset because they had some big thing out there with one of the restaurants where a convenience store owner, he's Asian, killed a 14-year-old boy. Now, as the story is told, they said that during the trial, the Asian individual, it was told that the Asian owner chased the kid over a suspected belief that he had a bottled water, and he shot him. So he thought the kid had a stolen bottle of water, and he shot him. So after they did the investigation, the investigators determined that the teenager had not stolen anything. And the attorneys of the owner argued that he fired because he believed the teen pointed a gun at his son, and jurors believed the Asian convenience store owner. There's a reason why I keep saying Asian convenience store owner. So now people are protesting against this Asian convenience store. Now there's one woman who is going to the extreme, and she is saying we need to boycott these Asian businesses. Period. Period, period, and period. And she says, brown sisters and brothers, we are boycotting Chinese food now, and any Asian business owner, period. Okay, so you do time viewers, tell me if you're joining the boycott, because she made a video and everything about this boycotting, and she's insisting that everybody boycott. And here's what it's saying. Let me get this up properly. They're out here boycotting Chinese restaurants and Asian nail salons, and that's what we're supposed to do. We have to stick up for our community. And we are not happy that this is what they're doing, and we got to take a stand. If somebody can kill one of us and get away with it, boycotting Chinese food is the least we can do. How about you? So I'm asking you, my due time people, how about you? Do you plan on boycotting or not? So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'll let you know if I would be boycotting. I'll wait to hear from our due time crew. All righty. All right, here's another conversation that I thought was very interesting. So you have this woman, and I really wanted Shantice to get the video from this one. There's a woman who was invited by a guy she was dating to, in Nevada, go on a hiking trip. Now, if they've been watching this Due Time with Pastor Steph, they would know you ain't got no business hiking with no man, because we've done 2 to 3 stories of this hiking issue where the 2 of them have gone hiking and only one of them have come back. 3, we've done at least 3, but in the last year, we've done 2. Excuse me. So this woman went hiking with this man that she is interested in. He said, he invited her. It's nice. It's a nice day outside. Let's go hiking. And as always, it didn't end well. So she had a video that she took with her Ray-Bans. And she said, you go on a hike with him in the mountains and he leaves you alone by yourself and you realize he never liked you to begin with. Her name is Aya. Now, Aya shows the video of her coming down the mountaintop by herself, being abandoned by this guy. And she's crying. Crying. He left me by myself. I should have never come with him. I should have never come. I could have been home peaceful. Now, I would venture to say that again, if I've been hearing all of these stories, I'm not going to possibly be a victim. Now, here's the problem. The two stories that we've done, one was a male friend, a boyfriend, and one was a husband. So we can't even safely say, don't go with any other man unless he's your husband. Because guess what? Husbands have been doing the same thing. But here's the difference in her story. She manages to make it down. Yeah. She manages to make it. Not only does she make it down, she runs into him. She runs into him. And she says that he said to her when he saw her, oh, good, you made it. You found your way down. First of all, she says that she was up with him up higher. And she slowed down for some reason and bent down. And when she looked up, he was gone. Now, I'm sorry. There is no way you're going to give an excuse as to why you left me. You suggested we go on this hiking trip, right? Nah. So there's an expert that is giving advice to these women, and she's telling them, do not go hiking. They are calling it alpine divorce. Now, if it's going on so much that they didn't gave this thing a name, stay home. Go to the movies. Sit in front of an ice cream truck. Do not go in the mountains with these people. They call it alpine divorce because they deal with it as a domestic dispute and they leave you in the mountains. This is happening so much that this is what they are calling it. Wow. She's advising women, do not get yourselves involved, caught up. When people have a lack of emotional control, it will drive them to this behavior. So my question becomes, have you ever experienced anger from this person? Because if you're saying that, as they've done the studies, this is a level of emotional control that's driving them to this behavior. If I saw this behavior on the ground, I'm not going up in the mountains with you. That's not happening. That is not happening for me at all. No, thank you. No, thank you. And no, thank you. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know. What thoughts do y'all have? Because this ain't making no sense to me. This is not making any sense to me. Let me I got to do something really quickly because I think we have run into a little problem here. All right. So as you can see, these emotional, what do you call it? I don't know. There's a word on the tip of my tongue. These emotional outbursts. There we go. These emotional outbursts, they don't become vocal. What they're doing is they're leaving you on a mountain. So you that immature that you're leaving the woman on the mountain? Well, I got to tell you, they reference a story here about two of the most popular times that this has taken place. And they are encouraging you to stop putting yourself in the hands of these people. They are reminding us that there is a man who is actually on trial right now because of this. Tamika, I'm sending out a 911. So they said, listen, ladies, if you already know that hiking is not your strong point, then don't go up there. Because see, they know this, and they're leaving you vulnerable to this. Come on now. Kenny's saying, I'm not going hiking with no man. You see it on the movies, only one comes back. Yeah. But can I tell you something? I ain't got to see it on no movies. We did the story right here. And they are showing that they can't be trusted. They are showing that they are emotionally a wreck. And they don't care if they leave you on a mountain. All right, y'all. Let me get my girl Shantice on here while my due time crew comes together. Let's say good morning to Shantice.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you, Pastor Steph?
I am well, thank you. I am well. So, Eddie says, thank God she was left and not thrown off the mountain. Yeah, that he walked off. We've got a few other stories. All right, let's go backwards a little bit, Shantice, while the due time crew gets themselves together.
Okay.
So, we first have this story of the woman who is boycotting the Asian. She's boycotting all the Asian people. And she's saying that, listen, how does she put it? Let me get it back up. She's saying, I want to quote her properly. Of course. Not only is the due time crew is in a frenzy, so is my iPad. If somebody can kill one of us, then get away with it, we can boycott Chinese food and any other Asian business we want to. How about you? I'm boycotting. How about you? Shantice?
Well, as far as with the food, that's the easy one for me because I stopped eating Chinese food long time ago. So that's like a no-brainer for me. We've witnessed multiple videos that have gone viral on social media. I haven't seen them as of late, but a few years ago, it was like consecutively we saw videos of women getting into fights at the nail salons for whatever the reason was. And they end up getting jumped by the employees. So you saw all these Asians ganging up on one of the women or something, and then after a while they started saying we need to boycott because of course if we don't go and patronize them, they're going to go out of business. So to now hear this come up again, where now it's not with the nails, it's with the food. I mean, a part of me says, yes, do it, because one of the things that I notice and it kind of irks me is a lot of, whether they're Asian, whether they're Pakistani, whether they're whatever, they're real bold and real nonchalant and saying and doing certain things because the concept is you're going to give me your money anyway. So I can do whatever, I can say whatever, but you're going to come and get your nails done anyway. But you're going to come and order this Chinese food anyway. But you're going to come and purchase these t-shirts anyway. So unless we start messing with people's money, as with any situation, nothing else gets across. So because of that, it's like, okay, yeah, go ahead and do it. Because see, things have been quiet for a few years. Now they're resurfacing just in another area. And that was the food area. So I would say I'm with it.
All righty. Shanti says, go ahead. Go ahead. All right. Pastor Vinny has won the fight. Come on, Pastor Vinny.
Halfway anyway.
Was that Nate?
That wasn't that.
And Nat, thank you so much for hanging out with us and helping your dad.
I had to go my pitch hitter.
I saw y'all in the background and he was all up in the camera trying to get things done. So tell him we said thank you. Glad to have you on, Pastor Vinny. So Pastor Vinny, I don't know if you heard the story. I know Tamika heard the story. Okay. And I don't know how much Pastor KL heard, but there was a murder out in, outside of New York, let's put it like that, because I ain't got no time to go back and look. And they are angry because the Asian convenience store owner says, listen, I thought, he was stealing a bottle of water and I shot him. And then later on, when they investigated, they said they found out that it wasn't a bottle of water. He wasn't trying to steal anything, and they shot him unjustifiably. When they got to court, his testimony was, well, I thought he pointed a gun at my son, so I shot him. And the jury believed him. So he ended up getting off. So now everybody wants to boycott and protest. They want to protest. This woman is saying, I say go all the way. Boycott anything Asian, Chinese food, nail salons, the whole gamut. Yes or no? And she says, how about you? So Pastor Vinny, I'm asking, how about you?
When these things happen, that's the problem. All of a sudden we want to put everybody in the same basket.
Yeah.
And how fair is that? We have some very good Asian friends, and it's not because they're getting our money. I mean, how many places that you support? This when we say Brenda's salon place, and they take care of her every couple of weeks, and they take care of me once a month. Get my little toes and my feet proper.
Okay.
And when I retired, my feet were like, woohoo! Sasquatch! What are you doing over there?
All right now.
But I can't put everybody in the same basket. I've seen some issues, and I've seen the other way too. Some places you go to order Chinese food or whatever, and we're not nice either.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're not nice either. And But to just say that, you know, give them carte blanche, I don't agree with that either.
Okay.
You know, they should be held to the highest, you know, extent of the law as well. You know.
Alrighty.
So I can't join in that because I know some really good people, and to have them suffer because, you know, we got bad blood. You know, I can't go all the way with that.
Okie dokie now.
It's like issue by issue, you know, issue by issue. I believe.
Right, case by case. That makes sense.
That's what I mean. Case by case.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Thank you so much. Pastor KL, what's going on out there, my brother?
Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all doing all right?
Hey, bless you, my
All
brother.
right,
thank
thanks.
you.
All right, thank you. All right. So she says, how about you?
Let me tell you, I'm just gonna be honest. I ain't giving up Ming Lee in the China buffet. I'm not giving up. I'm just not. I'm not. They make some good General Soul chicken. You know what I mean? I'm not giving up the buffet. Now, if you want to boycott where Pookie got shot, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But Ming Lee been a good friend to me. You know, late. You know when they say late in the midnight hour, God's gonna turn it around. God done did some things in that China buffet.
What if Pookie got shot at the China buffet?
Well, then I will boycott that China buffet. Hopefully, it won't be Ming Lee. You know what I mean? Because you know, I'd be on the fence.
This is why we can't rise as a people.
Oh, come on, Minister Tamika.
Let me tell you the story. But before, I was in a hospital, and Brenda went to our Chinese place that, you know, we've gone through for like 20 years, and she said, "Where's Vinny?" She said, "Oh, Vinny's in the hospital." Didn't they cook up a whole pot of my favorite stuff and send it to the hospital?
Go ahead, Ming Lee. Go ahead, Ming Lee in Florida.
You know, where do you get that?
Wow.
Where do you get
now
that?
we see. Now
You
we
know,
see why you not boycotting Ming Lee in
You
Florida.
know, I mean, and again, I've seen some of us go in, and we're just horrible.
Yeah, we've been known.
Unfortunately, you get what you give.
No, you've been known. You know we've been known.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
so I can see why you won't protest. Come on, Minister Tamika. Do you have a Ming Lee in your life?
You're muted. You're muted.
I do not, but I have a Ling Ling. Ling Ling do my nail nice. She do acrylic. And she do a good job. She highlight every time because you want color, you want design. She pricey.
I'm about to say, everything is an extra $5. You want to look out the window? $5. Everything is an extra $5. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No, I mean, because
how about you?
There are so many different establishments, and it scares me because we already have this thing with Walmart. We already have this thing with Amazon. And now you're talking about Chinese establishments. We're already kind of poor on the Amazon as it is. Because, you know, where you getting some, I'm going to Amazon. Same thing with Walmart, because that's where we are. You go to Walmart from the entrance to the exit. That's all we are. You talking about Chinese establishments, and we talking about all Chinese establishments. So you can't get your eyelashes, you can't get your hair, you can't get your nails, and you can't do Chinese food. That's gonna be a problem for all of them. We're gonna be a scary, a scary. You know, and the pandemic was the prime example when we were seeing people with just one eyelash. It's gonna be a serious problem, you know. So I'm not gonna boycott all establishments. Maybe just the one where Pookie got shot. Just that one. You can't put them all together because we all suffer. Bad.
Okay.
But you know what?
Okay.
Not for nothing though, because like I said, for me, this is kind of a little, kind of easy because I've been stopped with the Chinese food. Can pay me, and I haven't been getting my nails done in some time. There are other things I'm like, oh come on. But what I'm noticing is it seems like God is slowly like, say bye-bye, say ta-ta, say toodaloo. And it's like, oh, cause like what? We just gonna be standing here just looking in the air, eating the air, tasting the air, smelling the air. Like, we ain't gonna be doing nothing. And yeah, where it's so convenient, you know, these things are, you know, it's just so, but it just seems like he's just bit by bit just, let me just unveil. Yeah, let me just unveil this. Just say, okay, don't worry about it. And let me just do this where it's kind of making us, have to learn to be a lot more sufficient, self-sufficient. So it's like, because I'll never forget when Pastor Steph introduced to the church, like the church needs to just buy the nail equipment because almost every female in here at the time was getting their nails done. Buy the nail equipment and learn. And we just all looked at her like, ma'am, I don't mean no harm. But if you think I'm walking around with one hand looking good and the other hand looking like I don't put it in the refrigerator, you just out your mind because how am I going to do the right hand?
Yeah, perish. The people perish. The people
and now I'm here like, God, do we still have the funds for the nail equipment? Because I ain't trying to sit with mingling. It's just too much I see going on. It's too much.
That's what I was saying.
Yes, it's to the point where I sit in there just to warn other people who walk in the door. This cannot be my job in life.
No, had she done? He said,
wait, Pastor Shantice. First of all, you got to understand, people's deliverances are different. So you've been delivered from that. But I'm going to tell you, if some of these folks can't get Yaki number 6, they're going to look really bad out there.
That's why I took the time to go through the whole spiel of she introduced this and we all looked at her like she had 9 heads. We were like, we can tell you don't go get your nails done because how dare you talk about buying this and doing it ourselves. Now it's like, Lord, where's the equipment? Because I am not sitting up in there.
It's very true because now we're at a point where every way you look, it is, and for all those people that think they've arrived by getting Timu or Temu or whatever you want to call it.
Yes, God.
Or Sheen or Shine or whatever you want to call it. There you go again. So if you want to boycott, you're going to have to go to that extreme.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you going all the way? How about you? Are you going all the way? And I told them, I said, listen, we have nothing but heads in here. And you got nails, ladies, nails in here. And my thing was the ladies did do hair. That was one thing. They could always help one another do hair. But my thing was we're pouring so much money into these businesses. We don't like things. We sit up in there. So I no longer can get my nails done because as a diabetic, they're like, no, don't even try that. Your infection issue could really render you bad. I don't know if I told the story. I had to go in I told you all that I had to go in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber for 30 days. And there was another woman who was, for my wound. And there was another woman, an older woman, who was in the other, because there's 2. And she was in the other one. So, you're there because you got to, you're there for a while. So you end up talking as you're changing your clothes and things like that and seeing the doctor afterwards. And she said to me one day, she said, don't get your nails done at those Chinese places anymore. And I said, why? She said, that's why I'm here. Because she was sitting in there for her foot. So I'm sitting in there for my abdominal wound. She's sitting in there for her foot. And she tells Shantice and I about how she went to the nail salon. Her son took her to go get her feet done, and she ended up getting an infection.
With her own tools.
Here's the thing. The tools were hers.
Mm-hmm.
The tools were hers. But she still managed to get an infection. And in order to heal that infection, because she was a diabetic, she ended up having to go in that hyper. Now, explain something to y'all. I went in for my abdominal area. So, of course, I would have to get in all the way. But there's no hyperbaric chamber for your foot. She had to get in all the way just for her foot.
Wow.
So that's 2 hours you're spending inhaling nothing but 100% oxygen for her foot that had become infected at a nail salon with her own tools. So back, and this was before I suggested this to the church before then. And I said, listen, stop taking your money and giving it to these people and y'all got complaints. Go ahead and learn how to do this by your own tools. And I was even willing to invest the church. I was going to invest the money from the church. Didn't even ask them to spend their money. I said, listen, somebody learn to cut hair for the guys. The church will buy the clippers and the whole 9 yards. Just let me know what I have to buy. Ladies, this is what I'll do for you. And we can make this our own. Small vision, small minds. Shantice ends up boycotting everybody eventually anyway. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care how it looked. She's even, things come up in her brain and her purview that ain't nobody else sees. So, we really need to stop giving these people our money.
Right.
And now we don't have to worry about boycotting because we can become self-contained.
Right.
We can just be self-contained. We don't have to worry about how. Come on, y'all. In all honesty, how can we make everybody pay for for one person's behavior? Listen, let's call it what it is. If we Black people had to deal with the repercussion of other Black people alone, oh Lord, we might as well go put our head in the sand because we would not be able to handle that. So let me read these comments real quick before we move on. We got a check-in from Serge. Hey, Serge. Serge says the majority of Black people can't boycott Chinese businesses. The things are made in China. Yeah, half of our stuff here in America comes from China. Mm-hmm. Pastor Brenda, hey, Pastor Brenda again. She said Pastor Vinny had to call tech support. Well, thank Nat again for the tech support.
She said the tech support was her.
It was her?
She said Pastor Vinny had to call tech support. Me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pastor Brenda. I missed that piece. All right. Thank you for the correction. All right. Pastor Brenda also is cracking up laughing. KL Frazier, not Ming Lee, I'm hollering. And Sir says, I know how to cut my own hair. And that's all I'm saying. Do it yourself. Learn to do it yourself. You ain't got to worry about if you're going to boycott. Should you boycott? I don't know. All right.
Even in addition to that, when Al and I were dating, he became Al Wong. He learned how to cook General Tso's chicken. He made egg rolls. I got a an Asian chef in my home.
Oh, my brother.
Yeah, he did mention that on the show before too.
Mm-hmm.
And he learned to cook Chinese food. So we all coming over. That was an invitation, y'all, that we could go over to the Bynums and have Chinese food. We don't have to worry about anybody cooking. And if he's going to be Asian, because we already know Brother Al ain't Asian. So if we don't like the food, we just beat up Brother Al and Tamika. So,
wait a minute.
Listen, all for one and one for all.
The two shall become one.
I thought this was a Christian broadcast.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Yo, listen, Pastor Vinny just quoted you the scripture, girl. Cut it out. The two shall become one. All we need is your head, your earrings, and your mouth. We can destroy the rest of you. We got to preserve that piece. That's right. We have to preserve that part. All right, real quickly, because there's another topic I have to get. To 5 minutes. That's all we got on this topic. So make your comments real quick. Hint, Shanti's. Okay, so
we're not going to suppress what the Holy Spirit gives you.
All right, we'll just go past you. That's all. So now we're talking about these women who are experiencing, what do they call this again? They call it alpine divorce. They are going up in these mountains with these men, and we have one man on trial who he took his wife up there and she didn't come back down. And this seems to be the thing. You take the women up in the mountains and they don't come back down. Only one person comes back down, and that's the man. So they have been advised, stop going up in the mountains with this man, especially because he knows you're a novice. You don't have what it takes to go up there by yourself. You wouldn't go up there by yourself. Stay from up in the mountains. True or false, Minister Tamika?
Why? True. Why? Why would you ever think about doing that? You didn't see the movie Turbulence, where the husband invited
oh my goodness.
And they
I just watched that.
Please get a clue. If you haven't done it, please, I invite you to watch the movie Turbulence. They went up in a hot air balloon, and his whole entire, he was cheating on her, but it was a disaster area. You up in this air balloon going miles and miles away, up above the air, and now you have nothing. You can't guarantee your life, especially not knowing the research. You don't know anything about this thing. Oh, tra-la-la, your life is not like that. You have to be more wise in your decision making. A lot of times on this broadcast, if people just think and use wise, godly decisions, you wouldn't be in half of the stuff that you end up in.
Absolutely. All right, 2 minutes. Pastor Vinny, yes or no?
Yes. No. Listen, y'all just messed me up. See, I wanted to take back to Brenda, to the mountains. We're not climbing them. We're just going to a cabin in the mountains. And she said, where's the next cabin?
Right.
I love her.
I can't yell. I can't scream. No.
I've been married 40 years.
Yes. You don't what? What about this?
I love her. I so love her. Oh my God.
The problem is that you're going with somebody who you really do not know. That's the problem. You really do not know this person. And they've been throwing out hints, and there's no way you can keep that a secret. If you're having arguments all the time, no, you don't go with them. As a matter of fact, you let him go to the mountain, you go to your lawyer. Get up out of there while you can.
All right. Vinny says lawyer. LAWYER. Oh yes. My goodness. All right, Shantice, 20 seconds.
I'm taking you to the mountains for your birthday, Pastor Steph. First of all,
Pastor Steph couldn't get up the mountain, so you already out. That can't be a plan.
First of all, what kind of date is this? You already eliminated once you made, but no, but don't call me ever in life. I'm reporting you just for that. Because already you sus. Where are you from? The mountains. Okay, no. No, thank you. That's one. Not only that. See, the Lord never fails. The Holy Spirit never fails. I just had a conversation with someone very close to me the other night, a male. And I asked the Lord, maybe it's me, but correct or confirm, But after a quick interaction with someone new, verbal interaction with someone new, and it wasn't bad, but I was like, God, this is whack. I don't want to go on a date to go on a date. I don't want nobody talking to me. Like, I don't want you to meet me. Like, it's 8:15 a.m. You meet me at 8:15 a.m. on Tuesday. And, oh, what's your name? Shantice. My name is Nick. Would you like to go to dinner? No, I don't know you, sir. I don't know you, Nick. Let's get to know each other first. Let's get cool. And then if we just happen to both mention dinner, because I know it's going to come up with me, then now let's go eat. But I'm not going to get to know you at dinner. Because now you sitting here mad that you spent your money on dinner when you figure out that I don't like the mountains. No, I don't like that. And he was like, well, listen, you're not being realistic. No, I am being realistic. Because see, this is what happens. So now I learned that you're emotional when you leave me in the mountains. But I could have learned you were emotional at the corner store. I'm good. I don't want to get to know you on no date. Let me get to know you. And see, Pastor Steph and Pastor Burroughs kept saying group dating or group outings. And we were like, ma'am, were you born in 1820? Because no, who's doing that? Now it's like, no, I need to see you around everything and everyone. I need to see how you interact. Do you jaywalk? Or do you get mad that things aren't on sale? I didn't see everything. I don't need to just be getting to know you on no date. I feel like those days are long gone. So this is what happens. And now you're left in the mountains. Like Pastor Steph is going to get left on her birthday. No, because when you initially gave this story a little while ago, I was like, Holy Spirit, you never fail. Here's the confirmation.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna get a flashing light.
Look, just make sure if he got a parachute, make sure you have one.
Mine may not work. Don't let him buy yours. You buy your own.
But he got a parachute and you get a book bag.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so it says, Tamika, you and Al are one. Pastor Brenda says, I got your back, Minister Tamika.
Thank you.
Says, he messes up on the food. Pastor Brenda says, strike one, no mountains. Pastor Vinny knows I'm not going into the mountains. Camp Embassy Suites for me all day. All right, Pastor Brenda. I so love her. After 40 years, it's still, nah, I ain't trying that one. Sir says, yes. No, maybe. So, okay. Sir, you the man. We ain't talking to you right now. All right. Pastor Brenda says, Mama don't raise a fool. Mama didn't raise no fool. No mountains ever. I love you too, Pastor Steph. Yes, I love Pastor Brenda. She is so practical. And she is just so truthful.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. All right. We have a video. Oh my goodness. Come on, Shantice. Play this video.
Locally here at home, there's a split decision on if this move went way too far.
Well, too much. That was too much. See how long the dress and everything is? She covered.
Meet Tyvion Campbell.
I will be attending Georgia State University this fall.
She says she'd been telling friends, family, and even classmates for weeks that for graduation at Chicago Tech Academy High School, her exit was going to be memorable.
Yes, I gave many warnings. I told my friends, family, and I told my peers, my teachers. I said I'm going to do a split on stage, but no one took me serious. And when I did it, everyone was shocked.
She followed through. After walking across the stage at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, Campbell waved to the crowd, dropped it into a split with a dance move, popped back up to accept her diploma, except it never came.
I did a pretty princess wave, did my split, got back up, and I tried to reach for my diploma, and I didn't get it. And I was confused at first. I thought they mixed up my name.
Video of the moment shows Campbell looking back towards school officials as the audience cheered.
The principal telling her now, don't give her nothing. She looked around her, don't give her nothing, don't give her,
So she didn't
make her
hand it
walk
to her,
off. No,
and
she
then
didn't
she
hand
got
it to her.
Tyvion is
The reaction from the crowd was loud. Campbell says the only person who took issue with the celebration were school leaders.
My principal, Ms. Shackleford, she told me I need to think of a way to make up for what I've done. And this was supposed to be a celebratory moment, and I made it about myself.
The 18-year-old says she was escorted out of the ceremony and still has not received her diploma. She also says she never saw any written rule prohibiting dances or celebrations during the commencement.
We did receive rules, but the rules had nothing to do with what you can and cannot do while you walk across the stage.
For the new graduate, the biggest disappointment isn't the online attention. It's the feeling like a milestone moment was taken away.
All right. So she also says that she's upset because after she did that, all the girls came on twerking, and she described the one where you put your hand on your knees and your butt goes out, that twerking. And she said, and they didn't say nothing to them. Pastor Vinny, you don't have girls, you have boys. But if you went to your granddaughter's graduation and she had told you, Papa, Granddad, I'm going to do a dance when I get my diploma. And you're like, oh, great, baby, great. And when she went across the stage, that was youngin' Stokes. Please tell me what your thought would be. Wait, can't hear you.
Wait 1 second. Okay.
First of all, Brenda would grab her first. her father would grab her first and say, what are you doing? Listen, there's a time, I believe there's a time and a place for everything. And that certainly was not the place to be doing splits and so provocatively. That was out of place. It was uncalled for. It was everything you could imagine. No. It was a graduation ceremony. You can, from the music that they play, it's supposed to be a dignified celebration, a dignified exercise. And there was no dignity in what she did. And then for the others to see her and then to copy her, that's even worse. That's like at the kindergarten graduation, where the fight broke out.
Nah.
It only takes one. It only takes one.
Right.
No. There's so many other things she could have done to be an individual standout, and that certainly was not one that merits any mention in my book.
All righty. Where is Pastor KL when you need him? I would love to hear his response to this video. All righty. Minister Tamika. Child.
Boy.
This is your niece. What we doing?
Ain't nobody do it like us. Always. It's always us. Like, everybody in the world but us, when we get out there, of course, we got to show all the way out. And then I love the fact that we get pulled on what we did, And then the first thing we do is, but they and she and they. It drives me crazy. Like, how am I to be built for what everybody else does? What the thing is, what did I do that caused these issues? You know, my thing is, and then the other thing is, we just talked about decision making. You know, you as an adult have to be able to teach your children to do the right thing, to act the right way. You know, one of the things that I remember as a child, before I could even probably walk real good, is that you don't mess up the family name. So that means you don't do something. You don't say anything. You don't act a certain way, because you know what you won't do is get the Joneses name messed up. Every time somebody look at you, you got, the Joneses, blah blah blah. You know, and now I'm a Bynum, so that's even worse. You know, don't you mess up the Bynum name. And now, you know, well, they're not giving me my diploma, but what did you do that caused them to react that way? Had you just walked across with a nice little cap and gown with your little, you know, I see people with the cap and gowns with the designs on them, you know, you could have done that. Right. And that would have helped you stand out. If you wanted to get well, they said no helium balloons, because I saw that. But if you wanted to do something to your robe, there was nothing wrong. You had a robe at home. You could put a little design, put your name on it, those type of things. Why do we have to go to the extreme? And now we're offended because, they took my diploma because I didn't, you know, no, because they did. You know, they were twerking, not accepting the fact that I was the one that caused this issue.
Yeah. Pastor KL, did you see the video? Is he talking?
No, can you hear me?
Now.
Yes.
No, I didn't see it. I'm sorry, I was in transition.
Okay, we have to replay it for you.
I was getting my
we need your comment. All right, play the video, Shantice.
Locally here at home, there's a split decision on if this move went way too far.
Well, too much. That's too much. See how long the dress and everything is? She covered.
Meet Tyvion Campbell.
I will be attending Georgia State University this fall.
She says she'd been telling friends, family, and even classmates for weeks that for graduation at Chicago Tech Academy High School, her exit was going to be memorable.
Yes, I gave many warnings. I told my friends, family, and I told my peers, my teachers. I said I'm going to do a split on stage, but no one took me serious. And when I did it, everyone was shocked.
She followed through. After walking across the stage at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, Campbell waved to the crowd, dropped it into a split with a dance move, popped back up to accept her diploma, except it never came.
I did a pretty princess wave, did my split, got back up, and I tried to reach for my diploma, and I didn't get it. And I was confused at first. I thought they mixed up my name.
Video of the moment shows Campbell looking back towards school officials as the audience cheered.
The principal telling her now, don't give her nothing. She looked around her, don't give her nothing. Don't give her,
So she didn't
make her
hand it
walk
to her.
off. No,
And
she
then
didn't
she
hand
got
it to her.
Tyvion McVeigh.
The reaction from the crowd was loud. Campbell says the only person who took issue with the celebration were school leaders.
My principal, Ms. Shackelford, she told me I need to think of a way to make up for what I've done. And this was supposed to be a celebratory moment, and I made it about myself.
The 18-year-old says she was escorted out of the ceremony and still has not received her diploma. She also says she never saw any written rule prohibiting dances or celebrations during the commencement.
We did receive rules, but the rules had nothing to do with what you can and cannot do while you walk across the stage.
For the new graduate, the biggest disappointment isn't the online attention. It's the feeling like a milestone moment was taken away.
All right, Pastor KL. It's on you. What in the world happened? See, this is why you can't give people a moment. This is why you can't give people a moment. Tamika is crazy.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm shocked, to be honest with you, but I'm not shocked. You know, and I don't think, me personally, that she should have not gotten her diploma. You know, we as people, we get up there and we shout and do flips and all type of stuff before we get out. Yeah, we're giving God the praise. That was the way she was celebrating. I mean, I don't see the split as being anything vulgar, unless I missed something, you know. But I mean, we as black and brown people, we're clowns. We joined the circus, and it's to be expected. You know, I don't think she went out there and twerked and all that other stuff. She did a split. You know, she thought she was cute. You know, you might have been mad at it, but I don't think that warranted her not getting a diploma. And you telling me I got to do something to make up for this? I done did all these classes. I done passed all these tests. I've already made up for it. And then you escorted me out the room? Yeah, I think that was a bit much.
Okay. Shantice, what say you?
That this is why we will never rise as a people. You didn't just do a split. You did a split like you worked in the Players Club. What are you doing? You did a whole.
Tell us something.
It wasn't a regular cheerleading split. That was I'm about to show my friends what I'm going to do with my boyfriend. That's the type of split that it was. And I like how the commentators, the news commentators, made sure they kept their word and very classy. Said she went down to a split, did a dance move, pop back up and see. Man. I was paying very close attention to the verbiage, and I'm like, they're very professional. That was extremely tacky. If that was, we just went to my sister's graduation last year. If my sister walked across that stage anytime, she would have never lived that down. I don't care if we grew to be 90 and 95. Every time I would have saw a cap and gown, every time somebody graduated, I'd have brought that up. I'd have reminded her of how tacky that decision was. You told your parents and they didn't pull you before it was time. You told your parents you were going to do us, because I don't believe anyone would have. She said, well, I told them I was going to do it, they didn't believe me. Because no one thought you were going to twerk while you split. So even if you told them you were splitting and they figured you were just going to do a, yeah, okay, that's one thing. No one would have thought you would have did that. So you did that. I don't think they should have held her, her diploma. It should have just been, here, girl, get up off the stage, get up out of here. But can I really blame them for holding it back? Did you see that lady's face when she split? She was so taken aback. It was like, wait, where am I? Am I still at the graduation? And that was another woman on this side. It wasn't even a woman on the other side of the fence. No, that was extremely tacky. And she's going away to college. They
better hope they don't see this video.
No, forget that. If she did this at the graduation, what's she fitting to do in the dorms?
Okay. All right. So here's my thought. For the record, I do not feel they should have held her diploma, because your diploma is based on your scholastic aptitude and your achievement. This is what the graduation is about. To celebrate what you've done. That being said, I have a dancer And Tamasia has no problem doing a split. Had Tamasia said to me, Ma, when I go across this stage, I'm going to do a split. And I know Tamasia splits because I done seen Tamasia split. And I'm thinking regular split. Shantice could show you the look she would have gotten. I would have had to ask her, am I understanding you correctly? You gonna do this when? You gonna do this on the line before you get on the stage? You gonna do this in the parking lot, home? Help me understand what you mean before I respond to this warning or announcement. You need to figure out something else to do to celebrate your 4 years in high school. Because as your mama, I ain't happy with that announcement. And I know Tamasia split wouldn't have been that. But when Tamasia told me I'm going to do a split when we get across the stage, I go across the stage. No, you won't. No, you won't. No, I didn't wait 4 years for a split. And neither did any other parent or person. I'm sorry. Find something else to do or do nothing and consider yourself bored but achieved. No, we're not doing that. Shantice could tell you, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You come back and tell me what else you're going to do. Come up with another plan. I have to tell you, Pastor KL, remember a couple of Fridays ago, you said to Ainsley, I'm
so disappointed in you.
I have seen you go worse for less. I have seen you rip the child's door off the hinges for less. So there is nothing you could tell me from our era that was appropriate. You told them you were doing a split. That is not considered a split. That is considered twerking. Not only that, you intentionally turn your behind to the audience.
My could do it.
I'm not playing with you. You ain't got nothing else to say to me. Cause see, now you're gonna call semantics. Now you turned your behind to the audience. So that was disrespectful. Mm-hmm. You didn't even do it backwards. You know, where your face is in front. You did this just like Shantice said. This is a stripper move. Mm-hmm. This is just some nasty move. This is inappropriate for this occasion. Not only, Tamika, I had to clap from when I was about this big. When I was about this big, my father used to say to me and my sister, I don't care what you do, but whenever you leave this house, you better make sure you representing family. You better keep that in mind. And everybody's watching. You better make sure you represent this family properly. I do not see this as representing your family properly. Even if you wanted to do something like this, how disrespectful is it to grandma, auntie, uncle, mom, dad, anybody who was sitting in that audience? We're not gonna do this. And to dismiss this, we can't dismiss this either. It was the thing that makes me upset about this most. You knew in your head you could do this and nobody could do nothing about it because this was graduation.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. This was calculated.
And she had to turn her back because if she turned her front,
okay, you'd be doing it in the face of the personnel. Mm-hmm. Okay, so either way, you gambled and you crapped out.
And you lost.
And that's what. That's right. excuse me, that's what annoys me personally about this. You figured this would be your last little high room. That's right. And boy, did they show you wrong. And maybe that was why they held the diploma back. Not because of, because like I said, I disagree with the fact that they did it. But maybe they figured this was their last time to strike. And you'll remember the next time you do something.
And not only that, you set a precedence for anybody else that wants to try something fun.
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Now, here we got with a new set of rules for 2027 graduates.
No twerk.
Now you just made it a pay. You made it side 2. You made 2 payments because you. Excuse me. Let me just make sure y'all understand why I said I'm not. See, let me be real clear here. I'm not playing this game. I keep telling y'all. This is a Christian show, and I'm not playing. I am not going to say it's okay for somebody else's child to do it, but it can't be mine. I'm not joking. We have to send a message here. Excuse me. And I'm not going to salute Tamika's kid, but I'm going to look over at Shantice and say,
how cute.
I wish you would. Right. I wish you would. If I disagree, I disagree because we disagree from a Christian standpoint. That's why I didn't let. So I don't know if Pastor Carol dropped off, he left. I don't know. But I'm just saying I want to make sure, because I was going to say this anyway. I wanted to finish what I was saying before I lost my thought. And that last thought was the thought I really wanted to get across, was that this was calculated because she figured she's going away to Georgia State University. There ain't nothing else they could do to her. And now she's off and running. And I'm going to tell you something. With the way these people are firing their employees today, I would, I'm not saying right or wrong, but what I am saying is I would not put it past a college institution to say, we don't want that kind of representation here. You didn't consider that, dummy.
Of course.
Excuse me. You know why? This was your last hurrah.
Right. Where's your water? Why are we?
Yeah.
This was your last hurrah. No, because I didn't feel like water was going to help. Stupid cough. Excuse me. So no, you thought you was getting numb. But anyway, I'm going to just take a quick moment for everybody to give 1 minute of a warning going forward. And I'm going to start with you, Pastor Vinny.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I've mentioned it before. I do have a daughter before me and Brenda got together.
That's right. You said that before. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
It's okay.
I forgot about that.
And she graduated last year from Harvard with a doctorate. So
nice.
that you're not gonna see that at Harvard. You're not gonna see that behavior at Harvard. So why would we diminish our neighborhood schools like that?
Right.
It was disrespectful to her. That principal was embarrassed. That principal was definitely embarrassed by that. Listen, if I was that principal, she would get that diploma in the mail when I remember to mail it. When I remember to mail it. It's a shame. It's a shame. And somebody needs to stand up and stop this foolishness. No, everything does not go. Everything is not permissible. Everything is not funny. The buck has to stop someplace.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Minister Tamika, what's your last word here today? What's your advice?
I tag team off of that. It's, everything is not funny, and everything is not for you to do. Please understand, as parents, we have a great responsibility on showing our children how to live, how to function, how to think and then proactively respond. Just because everybody else is doing it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the one to do it. And my thing is, if you're not sure or if something is questionable, I guarantee you that this young lady might have said, "Oh, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna do a split." She didn't show one person what she did, because I guarantee you, if she had showed anybody what she was going to do, somebody would have been able to say, "No, baby, I don't think that's a wise decision," and then tell you why, and we need to have those relationships. Make sure that those doors are open so that when those questions come, and they will, you be the person that they say, "Oh, well, I want to do this and I want to do that." Even if you're not a parent, you could be a guardian or someone that, a church member or whatever the case. When a child comes to you and says, "Oh, look at this prom dress. What do you think?" And you looking at the prom dress and you looking at the child, you can shelter them. You can provide the information that maybe mom can, or maybe you can reinforce that that's not the dress. That's not the dress for you. Help us, all of us. It takes a village to raise a child, and you be that open avenue that the children can come to. And then as a child, be wise, make sure that, what you do, start thinking about, okay, if I do this, I remember back in school, they did this thing called if and then. If I do this, then what will happen afterwards? Had you thought about the then you wouldn't be going through the woe is me now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Shantice.
Understand that you are always going to represent you, and nothing no one else does or says can represent you or misrepresent you like you. So what does it matter that your GPA is 3.5 if this is who you're showing people you really are? And it just grow up. Everyone needs to grow up. Everyone needs to understand that. I think it was Pastor Vinny or one of you guys said, there's a time and a place for everything. That would have been perfect for home. Perfect. Even with all the family there. If you and your family get down like that, and that's something that, they wouldn't mind being done in the confinements of the home or something, then cool, whatever. That's the type of relationship you have with your family. But you representing you are a young Black lady who is graduating with really good grades, and you're able to go off to college. Well, which one do you think speaks louder?
Absolutely.
That's what just undermined all of that.
Everything.
So you have to be mindful of the fact that forget what your family thinks, forget what your friends think. You need to tune in with God so He can teach you how to have the proper perspective for everything you want to do.
Absolutely. Thank you, my Due Time crew, for always coming through big time. Thank you for your contribution into today's conversation, and we pray you have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you. What keeps getting repeated, and Pastor KL always reminds us, you represent the brand. That's his tagline. You represent the brand, and he has consistently said over the years that what you do, what you wear, how you act represents the brand. And I bring that up because I also brought up, Georgia State University, excuse me, could actually look at this and decide we don't want you here. Now you done stood on TV and told everybody you coming here. Excuse me. When we gave you your acceptance letter, we had no idea that this is who we were getting. And if even after, pay attention. Even after the reprimand, you still see nothing wrong with what you did. I don't know if I want you here. because you may now. There's no guarantee here that she will be a problem on that campus. Absolutely not. Based on this, this could have been a one-shot deal. But when you have bragged about the fact that you told everybody, I told my parents, I told my family, I told my friends, I told the personnel at school that this is what I was going to do. And I did it. I followed through and I did it. And I was reprimanded on the back end. Even if you don't agree, and let me tell you something, that's maturity. Maturity says that even if I don't agree, I understand. And you will hear me say that often. When I'm speaking from the pulpit, we have a very open dialogue at the church that God has given me, the ministry. We don't do church like regular people do. We do a lot of dialoguing, and there's a lot of things that come up in the dialogue. And I hear them, and they're younger, and I hear them, and I've had this ministry for 14 years. So I've had a few, there's nobody there less than 10 years with me now. Everybody's been with me at least 10 years. And one of the things they have always heard me say, I, as a person, agree. I don't agree, I'm sorry, but I understand. I'm going to say I don't agree, I'm sorry. So in other words, this man that made you mad, you want to slice his car. Now, I may get it. I get it. I understand that he done made you so mad you want to just key his car, break his window. But I cannot tell you I agree with you. I understand why you want to do this, but I don't agree with you. That's maturity. So before she gave this interview, because see, it's funny, the one that I gave Shantice was her having a personal, she was doing like a selfie video. When I didn't realize she had done an interview. So here you've done an interview, and through all of this interview, you have not said, you know what, I don't think anything was wrong with it, but you know what, I get it. I understand. And somebody might say, oh, she's a kid. No, she about to go off to college. She about to hit them real people out here. See, when we're going to local school and mom and dad, I can go home to, and all those kind of things, you've got some covering over some of your decision making. But when you get out on your own, you have to change that way of thinking. And with you doing stuff like this, you may do something. I don't know what that something will be. Like I said, it may not be the twerking thing or whatever, but you're going to do something once you go into this Georgia State University that they may not agree with. Because here's the thing. Y'all need to pay attention to some stuff. Because I was listening. She said, you know what? There were rules. But they didn't have any rules about what you do when you walk across the stage. Let me tell you something. You better pay attention to people who speak like that. Because it's not just that she said. I'm taking that and everything she said. But in everything she said, I can call out that there is a possibility that she is one of those people. Because you meet them every day. I didn't know I couldn't do that. They said, I just couldn't paint. They said I couldn't spray paint. They didn't say I couldn't paint the whole wall. There are some people who make it their business to tap dance and jump through hoops of a rule. I don't know this young lady. I can only assess what she did. She made a bad judgment call. And my concern for her is there should have been a level of understanding. You know what? I didn't think about it that way. They said that, and I didn't mean any harm in doing it. I just, wanted to have a little fun. I told everybody I was going to do a split. but I didn't realize that it would be taken that way. And I wouldn't want, my intent wasn't to embarrass anybody, or I didn't think they were going to hold my diploma or whatever, because just like I said, this was her last shot. So how do we know that it wasn't an innocent thing? And this was like, well, you know what? My last move at Chicago, whatever. And they said to her, this is our last move. So the same way they didn't like your last move, you didn't like their last move. So that's what I tell you, you ain't never in this life, and you ain't gonna have to answer for what you do. Whether you feel you're right or whether you feel you're wrong, you're always going to have to answer to what you're doing. And you better pay. Didn't we, just like Minister Tamika said, we just got finished talking. That was my closing yesterday. Are we teaching our children to make better decisions from children, from when they knee high to a duck, as they say? Listen, like I said to y'all, and like I said, Shantice can tell you, I meant that thing. Had Tamasia come to me and told me she was going to do a split, I would already told her that was inappropriate. No, I'm not watching you. No, figure something else out. And she's 17, 18 years old at this point. And I still would have been telling her, no, I call her mommy. I said, no, mommy, you need to figure something else out. Shantice will be 41. And I'm still, if I see anything that's inappropriate, whether she agrees or not, I speak up. And I told y'all yesterday, I said I used to tell their friends, if you come through this gate, you belong to me. I don't care what your parents allow you to do. I don't care what you're accustomed to doing. You are now on my ground, and you play by my ground rules. And the rules that you are given are going to be equal the rules that my children have. They're not going to let you see them do something, and yet I'm going to stop you from doing it. By the same token, I'm not going to restrict them from doing certain things, but I'm allowing you to do whatever you want to do. No, because you're my responsibility. We have that responsibility. So when we're in this world, we've gotten to the point where we're just terrified of talking to other people's kids, no matter how bad they're acting, because people have gotten killed for talking to somebody else's kids. People have gotten their doors knocked on, and now they fighting other parents. Don't be saying nothing to my kid, blah, blah, blah. So it makes you, leery of saying anything to anybody. But we got a responsibility, whether we like it or not. And then sometimes I be itching. Oh my goodness, I'll be standing somewhere and I'm like, Lord, please tell me whether I should speak or not, because I definitely don't want to step out of your will and speak and this become a mess. Because see, I'm not rocking up on you. I ain't gonna be no rah-rah. And there have been times I've seen kids do something. I said, no, what was that really nice? You couldn't have figured out another way to get that done? That you would do that again? Or was that just like spontaneous? Because I know you dressed well, you look like you possibly come from a decent household. If your mother was standing here right now, would that be okay with her? So, based on who you're speaking to is based on how you approach the matter. But I want to encourage us again. And see, here's what she said today that we didn't have yesterday. Today we heard, I told my family. And like Tamika said, you didn't display to the family. You told the family, and they just figured, she's either joking, because she said they didn't take me seriously, or it'll be a little split. People shout. People throw dust up in, the little confetti up in the air. It's their time to shine. Let them do what they want to do. No. Again, we are always representing family. And I'm going to close with saying, this is important, because this is why the body of Christ looks so bad, because we are always representing the body of Christ when we tell people we are a Christian, when we tell people we are overseer, a pastor, apostle, prophet, this, that, reverend, whatever we call ourselves. These people look at us with expectation. Is some of the expectation, out of this world, and that's not really realistic? Sometimes it is. But overall, that's how they're assessing us. So we have to make sure we keep in mind, and that's why I said, this broadcast right here, my God-given, my God, and I'm saying this the way it is. My God-given duty is to make sure that we send Christian values at all times. And I'm not compromising that. I'm not playing with it. We are going to make sure this is what we do all the time. I have no problem. I have no problem making sure we stay on the right track. You know why? Because we are representing God. It's due time with Pastor Steph. And it's due time with Stephanie. When you hear it's due time with Pastor Steph, there is an expectation that we are supposed to have. People are supposed to have when they hear that title. And I have the duty of ensuring that we stay right there. And we have a lot of latitude here. God allows us to joke and play around. But at the end of the day, we have one job. Why? Because we are representing. It's the same thing. We go back to the same thing we got finished talking about with this young lady. You were representing the school. You were representing you. You were representing your family. Maybe not in that order, but you were representing those three people. That's why the lady looked so shocked when she saw your behavior. Because let me tell you something, superintendents and people from the politics, they come out to see this thing. And you have bragged, and they are now showcasing their young people. That's why they gave rules. Because we figured this may be the things you're going to do. But remember, even if you didn't realize, even if you didn't put the value on what we're doing and who we are, I am letting you know that we are holding you to a standard. God is holding us as Christian people to a standard. God is holding this broadcast to a standard. Now, what we all do with our personal lives, but when we are here, I got to man this right here. And like I said, I'm manning my children at 41. I'm still watching. My mother, until the day she went in her grave, I was 55 when my mother passed away. Let me tell you something. If Ernie thought she needed to say something to you, oh, no. There was no hesitation. No hesitation. None whatsoever. And I am running this the same way with my kids because that's what God has given me. Stephanie, keep your eyes open because you are still their mother and you still know more. You still spot more. You still understand more. So we all have a job. And she had a job to represent that school properly. And she missed the mark. And she's a very intelligent young lady. But as always, we make dumb decisions. Even grown people, we make dumb decisions. And that really did not make her look good. So unfortunately, that's instead of her going through her whole little walk across the stage and, hey, I got my, diploma, turning around, maybe waving it. She had a good time and then got stopped. That doesn't make for a memorable graduation that you want to keep in mind. So come on, let's make sure that when we make these decisions, it's thought out thoroughly. If we are parents, guardians, overseers, whoever we are, if we see young people in our care, if we can help them make better decisions, then come on, let's help them make better decisions. You've been watching It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. Join us Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. where we discuss matters of the heart, mind, and spirit. As you go through your day, be sure to set your mind on things that are above, not on things that are on the earth. They will only serve as a distraction. Remember, prayer changes things. It's Pastor Steph signing off, and I want to thank my Due Time crew for always coming through big time. Thank you for hanging out with us and helping us keep that chat room alive. Please do not miss this opportunity to give our life to the Lord right now. Please do not miss this opportunity to strengthen that relationship with the Lord right now, because later is not promised to any of us. Until tomorrow morning, God spares, where it's Wednesday. Until then, I love you.